Do you recognize a cookie right here? Yeah? Yeah, okay. So I will say, are you sure? Okay, so are you sure? Because cookie come in many different forms and colors. Well, and this is the extreme form. That are totally unexpected type of a chocolate chip cookie. And someone take a bite. This is still a cookie. How much can you bite off before you don't recognize it as a cookie anymore? It's all broken. To me, still cookie, and I will devour it. But to someone, this may not be a cookie. And you will piled up. It's very hard to recognize as the original form, right? And this is very difficult. People don't put cookies on the table each at a time. They put a package. How could we recognize the package? And the most difficult form, this fake cookie was being put on the table. And I kind of like this one. So. Okay, so it kind of involving some philosophy right now. And I try to reduce my philosophy, and I used to talk a lot about philosophy, but I try to reduce it to the minimum so that you can still enjoy it. So we did bring in Plato. Mr. Plato say from matter to mind, there's a big continuum. So how could you recognize a cookie? When it's put on the table, you only see the cookie, right? So when you close your mind, and you don't see it anymore, but in your mind, then it becomes shape, it becomes colors. So there's a set of what he called general abstract properties. And of course, Plato raised it to the highest level. There's a form that's perfect. Nobody can really see it like a circle, a pure circle, or a chair. When you see a chair right here, it's not the form of the chair. There's a perfect chair somewhere out there. So there's something called the universal. So there's somewhere in between that you see a cookie, and in your mind that replicate as a cookie. There's some intermediate representation. That is a set of properties that you see. So, of course, with computer science and with image processing, we recognize shape, and we also recognize colors. From shape and color, then we can generating multiple properties, and then collect them in a vector. And by the way, for SnapWatcher, that we actually collect more than 200 different types of properties. This is just an example. There's many other operators, tools that we'll be able to use to extract 200 different properties. But the most difficult problem is which properties is most useful for classifying Snap. So, and I immediately noticed from your mind is recognizing cookie, man. You're wasting a lot of effort to recognize cookie. Why? So I'm going to convince you this is very important. The reason is, if we refer back to the cookiness principle, there's a continuum, and a cookie may become a cookie with a face. A cookie with a face may become a face look like a cookie. So no wonder some girls that we particularly like, because we like cookie for sure, right? So, just for some commercial, if you continue listening to this talk, and you may have your future project coming along your way. Face watching. So what's the application? Hey, let's say in the company front door you have a face watcher instead of snap watcher. So let's say I come into the company, it recognizes me because just like recognize cookie. So log me into the system, announce my presence so that everybody knows I already coming into the building. So we are a small area right here, that doesn't matter. Let's say you're in a big enterprise. But of course, we can also recognize the intruder for coming into our premise, because we don't recognize that face right there. That doesn't look like cookie to us. Well, how about pure? And I have an old mother. And this application is really useful. If I can transform snack watcher to pill watcher. So my mother needs to take a lot of pills, so many. And we worry all the time because sometimes she drops some, sometimes she miscounts some. And then if we have a pill watcher, okay, just show the pill watcher. And then we'll be able to count, we'll be able to know the shape, we'll be able to know the color. That this is a very useful application, especially the older generation, especially for us too, right? And maybe in the future we use a pill watcher for ourselves. Am I taking the right pills? So okay. So this is our first touch of the snack watcher. First of all, we did not really thinking of microservices, right? Because nobody started with a toy project with microservices, unless you are so serious that even more serious than us. Then we're starting with a monolith. We have the image store, we have the snack web, and then of course after running for a while, that we recognize some functionality that we need, and we know that we need to transfer image. We need to recognize blobs from the image, means segmented image. And also for each blobs, that we need to give it a class. So it's a blob class. And snack watcher function, we actually pretty serious about the front end. So that whenever there's a picture was being captured, we actually register all of the processing steps for debugging purpose, but at the same time to convince us that we actually recognize the right thing. And also the segmented thing, like green is the new thing, the red is the devoured snacks disappear, yellow is something is not changed. So we'll be able to analyze image process and also generating blobs. Of course, we have the snack classifier. This is not our front end. This is actually orange for analyzing 200 different attributes to find which one is the most useful for doing the classification. So we use this tool, and then we actually implement the snack classifier as a set of libraries. In terms of classifying, is nothing better than human. So we're actually writing a front end. If employee having time, have nothing else to do, then they come in and then take a look. Oh, this is chocolate bar. Okay, they help us to classify, so that once the system learns a new snack, and then you will get smarter. Next time you will classify better, and then you will classify more type of snack too. So this is the function of the snack trainer. And also finally the snack channel. And then we will communicating the snack information onto the channel. Right here, muffin board. If you read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, like my age, then you recognize muffin has a special meaning. And Marvin will say, okay, there's new snack detect. 15 snacks left. You better hurry, otherwise you will be gone very quickly. And then you will recognize, even though the fishy was being recognized as candy, because we did not train it to recognize fishy. So this recognizes as a candy. Of course, we train it to recognize angry bird. This kind of important. So. Yeah. Okay, so far I haven't talked about microservice, and I promise the next slide is going to talk about microservice. So, but it takes some steps. First of all, we build a decoupled monolith first. So we have a big monolith. Now we understand the business function. We try to breaking it up a little bit better, and then we find the right boundaries. Then we transit into microservices if needed. Okay, I hope you can see this line. It's a joke, okay? So in the sky somewhere saying, what is the largest number in humanity? Drop of waters in the ocean, that's quite a lot. Of course, grain of sand, quite a lot. So what is the third place? Well, let me check. Here's the article say about microservice. So who haven't read any microservice article? Right here? Everybody do? Oh, thank you. Thank you. So there's so many YouTubes about microservice. So my job right here, is not trying to repeat some of those information. And I'm trying to give you something new right here. Okay? Something new, something useful. And of course, going to microservice, I'm going to introduce you with 2 books, very important books. This book has been more than 10 years, domain-driven design, very famous. At that point in time, microservice term is not even invented. It's the era of SOA, but this book don't even talking about SOA. Did not use the term about architecture, so it's totally different. But the main emphasis of this book is talking about you should model your application according to the business domain. That's a very important message in the book. So one of the message in the book is say, bounded context, a specific responsibility enforced by explicit business boundaries. So it emphasizes that a lot, so that when you write your application, you should thinking about this is some boundary of a unique business function. This is a more modern book, and of course you need to read it too, because it explicitly say how to build microservice with this book. And here is a very good microservice definition that I found the best so far. It's a small autonomous service that work together, model around a business domain. So it adds something new, is something that should work together. Okay, and also it's small enough that you can say it's an Amazon 2 pizza team, but it's not about the size of the pizza. It's about the size of the team that the size of the business domain that you are trying to model. Okay, there's some design principle. You identify your business boundary, single responsibility principle, encapsulation, strong interface, use ubiquitous language. This is boring, so I'm going to present it in a different way. So this is, this is my contribution. So this is monolith become monoservice first, so that you breaking up your business domain, and then you identify the clear interface. And then once you come to this point, I call it monoservice. And then now you are ready to transform them into microservice, so that they be able to deploy, being able to differ independent from each other. And this is my real contribution, is how do we sink in to do microservice. So my contribution is microservice friendship 101. How does that work? So there's a boundary, a business boundary. Of course, we need some character for the friendship, snack watcher. And then the other character is Hubot. And remember, Hubot is our snack channel communicator. And then they start a friendship conversation. Okay, I know how to talk to snack channel. That's its unique business function. It has its own business logic right there. And then snack watcher say, I take pictures and I make and classify blocks. Well, and 2 unique business function. And then there's a lead. On the Hubot side, I want to show snack and snack count. Well, and snack watcher have so much info, but he's willing to, okay, I shall reduce my export information to fit you. Okay, this is exactly trying to have a clear interface, not trying to throw everything over the border, so that he's trying to reduce the information to fit the need of a Hubot. How can I call you? Well, and just call me with the snack command. Okay, so friendship established. So the next step, of course, start dating. Right? Okay, so with dating is a little bit more detail, right? So I need to start to see whether we fit each other or not. Okay, let's agree on the protocol and data format. Snack watcher say, okay, I use HTTP and JSON data. So Hubot have no choice. Oh, okay, I like RESTful service. It's exactly the same thing, right? So Okay, call me at this URL. Okay, and now Hubot say, okay, this is the data format that I want. Okay, that's a deal. Well, dating seems to be going smoothly. Guess what is the next step? Dating. And I'm sorry that I cannot find another 40 that is actually female. So, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
No worries.
So you know, all marriage goes so well, right? Everything is going to be great agreement. But in our case, these two characters actually have a great relationship going on. So the change is actually going in a good way. Hey, you want snack change information? Not only can't, not only just the snack, any change information. Well, but the Hubot say, yes, but I don't have state memory. I cannot remember anything from my side. So Snack was just saying, I can give you previous and current state. Wow, cool. I can tell the state change to Snack channel after that. But that's version 2. So I come 2 days later. And then Hubot is all happy. I shall switch over to version 2 in the future. So this is actually marriage. So he still maintained the contract previously until the new contract coming along. And then the marriage move along and live happily ever after, of course. So far the story hopefully sink in. It's actually applying all of the principle in the bullet point, but the story will sink into your mind forever, unfortunately. So from now on, you are looking at microservices in a totally different way, and I'm sorry. So when we take a look at microservice, and actually microservice is not only trying to breaking down the business function for us. In our team, is particularly important because we are divided into 3 person, 3 big team. So each one of us will picking up one of these microservices and run on our own. And then finally, we want to apply different technologies with different microservices. So this is a big advantage for microservice that actually depends on what is the function that you want to provide. You'll be able to use different technology. You are independent from each other as long as you maintain a contract. As long as the marriage going well, then you are okay to do your own little stuff inside. So for example, Hubot, that we need to use Hubot running its own Raspberry Pi using CoffeeScript, and a Snack Watcher, and it doesn't matter you run Python, running its own Raspberry Pi with its own webcam, and with its own image processing library. So this is the deployment part and also the team division part. Of course, Arthur gives us the even bigger picture of the microservice. Is once you become a more formal, you want to have a continuous integration deployment, then you need to refer to Arthur's talk. Right here, we're just having fun. Okay, this is the fun part for developer. But of course, when you get to continuous development, then you can always release. And by the way, we just released our Snack Watcher as an open source. So we have a blog, and we also have a GitHub, so you can check it out, try it yourself, and also evolve it too. Okay, and the fun part with Snack Watching is not only we are having fun, it's actually employee in your company is also having fun. Like this is one of the pictures was being taken on our snack table. People try to arrange our snack in a very creative way, and beating off half of the donut, and, so that we cannot recognize a full donut. Of course, they know that we cannot do any power up there. They just throw the whole package there. Of course, the most challenging part is people just throw anything on the table. Well, but it's kind of fun so that you can see all of your co-workers is so creative, right? Okay, so in summary, watching Snack is fun. And then this is some of the decomposing system into microservice principle and making sure your microservice do one business thing well. Okay, so this is kind of a message that I want you to keep. Because sometimes microservice, everybody talking about microservice, is not just a small thing. It's actually a unique business function that you're trying to deliver, and doing it well too. And you need to define a clear boundary, protect by strong interface. Even though the example using RESTful service, but you basically can use any protocol will achieve the same thing, like SOAP, XML. Even though it seems to be out of fashion, but it has different type of advantage. And also communicating with simple and consistent rule. Finally, check out our blog so that you'll be able to reuse SnackWatcher components as a microservice. Okay, so that's all for the talk. Thank you. And of course, we learn so much. This is all of the things that we can declare that we conquer as a developer. So, okay, any questions? So the demo is always available. If you're an employee, then you already see some of those demos.
I'm just curious, has anybody ever put an empty package of cookies?
Empty package of cookie? I think so, yeah.
Jerks. You should probably put a scale there, so that might help. But
yeah.
No, what we need is an upward-facing camera so we can capture the face of the person.
And I forget to mention one thing, and actually Mark trying to evolve our microservice even further. He tried to Dockerize our microservice so that people can just download the Docker image and then being able to deploy it immediately as a Docker image. Yes?
I was curious, the machine learning aspect, is that using neural networks? And two, how accurate are you getting at recognizing stems?
Yes, a very good question. The accuracy is actually kind of sucks. But I find people having more fun to see SnackWatcher recognize something wrong than recognize something right.
I think.
Yeah, but I want to finish answering that question first. Okay, it's not using neural network. The framework that we are using is called Orange. It's actually more like a clustering type of machine learning technique. So there's quite a few different algorithms that we are trying out. Plus, yes, an interactive tool so that you can, I like the name of the matrix that it produces. It's called confusion matrix. It actually tells you which technique have most recognized, misclassified. So that you give it, let's say you give it 100 training sample, you just use 90 to do the clustering, and then you use the random 10 to do the testing, and then you do it multiple times, so that you find out which technique is the best, and then I try to select the best technique, like I can recognize this set of classified snack 70% of the time. So and everybody still enjoy it. Because recognize is no fun, not recognize, oh, this is so funny.
To your credit too, I mean, I think a lot of people really try to mess with SnackWatcher, right? So they put in all kinds of stuff in there.
Okay.